And good morning. Welcome into the program. This is the Tom BARFIELD Show. We are glad you're with us as we roll through a Monday edition of the program. We are presented by Toe King of Waco. Thanks to Gary Hoffman and his team for bringing you the program. And man, they do such a great job over there. They do such a wonderful job. You can get 24-hour roadside assistance with Toe King. I mean, is that not comforting? Absolutely. 254-666-5484. On the program today, we will talk a little, we're just going to talk Central Texas sports. Parker Ream, who is the sports director over at Fox 44, KWKT, he's going to join us on the program. And then Darren Thomas, he's going to take us a little bit behind the scenes of Baylor baseball. He's the director of operations, longtime coach in college baseball. In fact, had great success at UTA. Up in Arlington. He's going to join us on the program. Lark, of course, is here. We'll get caught up on everything going on over the weekend in the world of sports. Lark Smith, good morning. First of all, the term, if you don't like the weather, just hang around in Texas. I mean, is that what we're living right now? I mean, come on.
Absolutely. You wake up this morning with 36 degrees, something like that. Wind out of the north about 15, give you a chill factor about 28. Yeah.
Was it like 91 yesterday?
Somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah. Yeah, but then somewhere around 2 o'clock, the wind turned around out of the north at about 60.
Well, it was out of the south at about 60, yesterday afternoon during our baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
The wind was just jetting out to center field. And then, it made the turn. In fact, it was blowing so hard. You know those big trash cans?
Yes.
Mine were laying over in the driveway. I thought, I may want to take them in and put them in the garage.
Yeah, that's probably a good place.
So, anyway. Did you have a good weekend?
I had a great weekend. I saw a high school baseball game Friday night where Midway's pitcher threw a no-hit shutout in a game that was shortened to 5 innings during the mercy rule because Midway scored 35 runs.
Excuse me?
The final was 35-0. And that was against Colleen Shoemaker over at Shoemaker. And those two teams get to meet again tomorrow at Midway.
Well, there you go. That's that'll be interesting. So, did you tell me that Shoemaker's playing a lot of young kids?
Yeah, they got
they're kind of rebuilding their program,
starting like 5 freshmen.
Yeah,
it's not a great year for the coach over there, but he'll persevere through it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? And he'll build a program.
Absolutely.
Those young kids they'll take a lump right now.
Yeah.
Then they'll come out on the other side and they'll be in great shape.
And then I got to go to Cisco on Saturday and see a Cisco Vernon doubleheader, where I think the first game was like 8-7, the second game was 10-1, 11-1, something like that. So I saw a lot of runs this year. And then last night I got to see that one of the best baseball games that you can find anywhere.
No, I mean
that was better than the All-Star game.
I was thinking about this last night watching that game.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I love baseball.
Absolutely.
There's those that are not just totally engulfed in it, and they're going to say, well, it was only 3 runs scored. I'm telling you, there was so much strategy, decision making, on the fly that had to be made in that game. Do I pitch to this guy? Do I give him something to hit? Do I work around? There was so much stuff that was going on in that game. It was so good, and I thought the broadcast was terrific.
I did too.
They did not get in the way of the action, but they gave you the information you needed.
Absolutely.
I thought the Fox folks did a tremendous job with that broadcast last night in a wonderful baseball game.
Yeah, absolutely.
2-1 U.S. over DR, and now who do they get? Italy?
Well, no, they get either Italy or Venezuela.
That's right. They play tonight.
Yeah, those two teams play tonight. We'll see if there's going to be the rematch with Italy. Because remember, Italy beat the U.S. in the pool play.
Yeah, Italy may be the hottest team in this thing.
It could be.
I mean, which is shocking to me, but we'll see. But I thought, you got back-to-back dingers, and then you got phenomenal pitching.
Yeah.
Phenomenal pitching.
Yeah.
And look at the decision that the skipper of the U.S. team made. He put a different third baseman in there because he looked at the numbers, and the numbers said that this particular guy,
Gunnar Henderson,
hits this particular guy really well. So let's put him in. And all he did was leave the yard and make a tremendous play at third base.
Yeah.
So what a decision by the skipper.
Yeah, it just an outstanding game. Me and several former high school teammates were texting back and forth to each other during the game, talking about how great a game it was, how much better than an actual all-star game it was because so much was on the line for your country.
Oh yeah, I mean you're waving the flag, right?
Yeah.
And did you see the crowd?
Oh,
Were
yeah.
they in tune to the whole? I mean, those folks were in that game from the first pitch to the last.
Well, I just kind of find it interesting that the crowd in Miami seemed to be a lot more for the Dominican
It
than the
didn't seem to
USA.
be. It was.
And the same thing in Houston when the U.S. played Mexico. It was
Correct.
more of a Mexico crowd than it was a U.S.
No
crowd.
question. Yeah, and in fact, DeRosa told the players, said, treat this like a road game.
Yeah.
And they went about their business. But no, there's no question. I mean, there was a lot of pride at stake.
Absolutely.
In those games, and this event is really blossoming, in my opinion. I mean, when they first started, it was like, oh, okay. I mean, the players treated it that way.
Yeah.
They treated it that way.
Yeah.
And now it's like, hey, I want to be on this team.
They
I
were
want
kind
to
of
be a part of this deal.
kind of extended spring training to begin with.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get to do this instead of play a inter-squad Cactus League game against a split squad.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah.
you get to go.
Means a lot more.
Well, yeah, of course it does. So that's cool. So yeah, we'll see how this all unfolds with the other semifinal game tonight, and then we'll have the championship. That'll be a lot of fun. Of course, we'll talk about it. Let's see. Baylor women's basketball. They're going to go. If I got this right, they're going to the Sacramento 2 region. So if you're going to Sacramento, that takes you to Durham, North Carolina, to play a play-in. They're going to play against the winner of a play-in game, Nebraska versus Richmond. And this is like the 84th consecutive year that the women's basketball team's been. I mean, it's what 24, 25, something like that. Seriously,
Something like that. Yeah.
they have built the program. With Kim and now with Coach Nikki. And they always say you don't want to be the one to follow the coach.
Yeah.
You want to be the you want to be the one who follows the one who followed the coach.
Yeah.
No, she has
Taking care of business.
She has done a phenomenal job. She has done what she has needed to do. She's given the credit where credit was due, but then she's also made this her program.
Yeah.
And she has just been he's just done a marvelous job with this program. And so they're off and running again in the NCAA tournament. They'll play Friday against the winner of Nebraska and Richmond, the Spiders. Congratulations also in order to Baylor softball coach
Glenn Moore.
Yeah, Glenn. He won his 1100th game, and he did it on the road against a top 25 opponent.
Yeah.
In conference play.
Yeah.
They won that series.
He is the winningest coach ever
Yeah.
at Baylor University. 1,100 wins as the softball coach.
1,101 now, isn't it? With the
That's
Sunday win?
right.
With
Yeah.
the Sunday win?
Yeah.
So they take 2 out of 3 from UCF on the road and get it done. And so there you go. Baseball dropped 2 out of 3, opened with a win on Friday, but dropped Saturday and Sunday's game, regular baseball. Midway McLennan softball sweeps, McLennan baseball sweeps. We'll get to all of that a little later on in the program. So we got a lot to get to. Baylor football, spring football begins next week. So yes, spring football. So that's all coming up. So we got a lot to do on the program here today. We're glad you're with us. Stay with us. When we come back, we're going to talk to Parker Reed at Fox 44. All of this stuff that we just talked about, he covers. Their sports team is as active as any group I've ever seen, and we'll talk a little bit about that with Parker. We are we're presented today by Toe King and brought to you in part by Waco Body Men Company. They help take control of your health, your advanced wellness and longevity solutions designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive. They do a wonderful job. It's over a 7,000 square foot facility in downtown Waco off of Mary Street. I've toured it. I hope to get going over there. It's an unbelievable place. You've got to take a look. You owe it to yourself to go take a look. So, go over to Waco Body Men and check them out in downtown Waco, again, right off of Mary Street. We're right back with Parker We'll do that next when the Tom Barfield Monday edition continues in just a moment.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatment, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
And welcome back. It's the Monday edition of the Tom Barfield Show. We are so glad you have elected to be with us, or maybe even watching us later on. It may be 10 o'clock at night when you're watching us. I don't know. It's 10 o'clock in the morning now. Let's welcome into the program Parker Ream. He is the sports director at Fox 44. And Parker, I was talking about how busy the weekend is, but that's pretty much a normal weekend for you guys, isn't it?
I mean, we're always on the go. I think that's just kind of how anybody in Central Texas is right now. But you hear kind of all the madness going on. That's probably what the biggest talking point is heading into today. I mean, I just filled out my bracket this morning, and obviously yesterday was a whirlwind with Baylor and Texas A&M all in the mix. So a little bit of a different change of pace, though. No Baylor men's basketball that I have to worry about in the NCAA tournament, which is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, we'll dive into all that in just a minute.
Yeah.
Give me the journey from Parker to Waco, Texas. I'm always interested and curious how people in your industry, the television industry, end up here in the Waco market.
Well, I think in television, you really have to be open to going anywhere. And I think that's kind of the basis of this show is like I came from Wisconsin. I grew up in Wisconsin, but I was born in Florida. So, it kind of was a change there, but I grew up in Wisconsin most of my life and then moved out to Missouri to go to school at Mizzou, which is a very good journalism school in its own right. And then bounced over to Sacramento for my first job, which was actually out of local television. So that was working for the 49ers. I was covering high school sports, which I think really kind of fostered my love for covering high school sports and how much the community really cares about it. And I think that's something that the bigger markets really don't understand as much, hence why the 49ers took such a vested interest in doing that out in Sacramento. Is they just don't cover it like we would here in the local market in Waco. So I think that was a great stepping stone, and here I am.
Hey, talk to me a little bit about the local coverage. I mean, you guys, it is an integral part of what you do at Fox 44.
Yeah. And I think that's just that's always been my mentality, is taking that over from California, but bringing it to the Waco market. And you see it all over the place here in Central Texas is how much these communities really care about their high school sports. You see it at Midway softball. You see it at China Spring baseball. When they won a state championship, I guess it was 3 years ago now. Those moments, I almost reflect on saying those were the best moments that I've had here in the Waco market, maybe in my sports career, is getting to see these kids celebrate the greatest achievement that you could possibly achieve in high school athletics, which is the state championship. And I think that joy, you just want to broadcast it to the world. And I think that we've done a good job doing that.
Talking with Parker Ream here on the program, and let's dive into some of this stuff. Coach, we were just talking about Coach Nikki and the job that she's done. I mean, when she first got here, she gave credit where credit was due. She did all of that, but make no mistake about it, this is her program, and she continues to win at a high level with this program.
Yeah, and I think that to an extent, Nikki's given Kim her flowers, but I think the Baylor faithful has to give Nikki her flowers in return. And right. I think, you win. You talked about it before the break that you don't want to be the one that follows the woman that had all this success, the coach that had all this success. But Nikki's done that, and she's done that very well. And I think the part that a lot of Baylor fans get hung up on is we're not in the Final Four. We're not in the Elite Eight. And they haven't made it to that point. That is a fair point. But to what Nikki's been able to do to kind of steady the ship and keep Baylor as one of these teams that is always in contention to be one of those teams, to compete for a Big 12 championship, where the Big 12 is easily, in terms of parity, the best it's ever been in women's basketball. So I think that's something you got to take into account. And I think Nikki's done a great job maintaining this program and keeping it at the same level that it was with Kim Mulkey.
Is it fair to compare Kim and Nikki when Nikki's in the NIL and transfer portal era and Kim was not?
That's a great question. I think that it's probably not fair because they are two different eras of college basketball, but you've also seen what Kim Mulkey's done at LSU, maybe just building that brand and keeping that brand at an arm's length from everybody else. So to be able to compete in the SEC is one of the best conferences in the entire country. I honestly don't even have any reservations about saying it's the best conference in the entire nation. So I think that's just something that Kim Mulkey's been able to do regardless of era, NIL or such. She's a great coach, and rightfully so. She's deserved all the accolades that she can get. But I also think that Nikki's done a great job at Baylor too. So, give both of these women their flowers for sure.
This team is a 6th seed, and they're headed to Durham to play the winner of Richmond and Nebraska. In your estimation, Parker, what is the ceiling for this club this year?
I really feel like the ceiling should be a Sweet 16 should be where Nikki and company think this team could go. And I asked her yesterday in the press conference after Selection Sunday, does this feel similar to 2023 when they were playing at Blacksburg, kind of playing spoiler as the 7 seed against Virginia Tech? And she said it does feel similar, but there isn't that many players that played on that team. You really have Dariana Littlepage-Buggs, Bella Fauntleroy, Janet Van Geitenbeek, but she really didn't play a lot of minutes. So I think this is a team that really hasn't had a lot of experience in the big dance. And I think that's something that is probably the biggest storyline going into this is they just need to learn how to play. But she also said that she's seen Talia Scott look more energized than she has all season heading into this NCAA tournament. And I think that's a great sign for a Bears team that really, really, really needs her to step up in those big moments and be the Batman that Nikki keeps referring to her as.
Baylor men, for the first time in several years, will not be in the NCAA tournament. I know it's disappointing, but that's, every once in a blue moon, I guess you're going to have a setback. But, I promise you it won't be long with Scott Drew. He'll have this club right back where they feel that they belong, and that's the NCAA tournament. Do you think there's postseason for this team with minus the
Yeah.
NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I think they will have their opportunity, I'd bet, whether it's the Crown or the NIT tournament. But that raises a great question of, do you even want to play in those tournaments? You have the potential departure of Tunde Yesufu and Cameron Carr, and still their futures are uncertain. You really don't have a lot of depth past that point. You're only playing with 7 bodies. You have a lot of players that could potentially enter the transfer portal. Hopefully it's not a situation that's similar to last year where Scott was left with 0 returning production. But Doug McNamee told me a couple weeks ago when we sat down for a one-on-one interview that Scott's almost a victim of his own circumstance, getting to this level of success in 2021 with that national championship, to now everybody's looking towards you to be this perennial powerhouse program. And when you have one bad season, the world seems like the sky's falling, So I think that's something that Scott's got to wrestle with, that Baylor men's basketball's got to kind of take it on the chin and bounce back next year. But I don't know necessarily that postseason basketball is the answer for that. And honestly, I don't know that we would really want to see any postseason basketball right now. I think it might be time to just turn the page and start anew.
Kevin Gill and McLennan, an early exit, kind of shocking, really, but that's just their second loss of the season. I think they're deserving of an at-large bid, but you just never know when it comes to that JUCO tournament. Yeah,
the NJCAA, it just is really tough if you don't win your conference tournament. And we've seen that with MCC in the past, where they've had phenomenal seasons, but ultimately it all boils down to that Region 5 tournament. And I think the resume stacks up in terms of wins. I think where they might get hurt is a lot of people are talking about the strength of that resume, the strength of that schedule. And I think I agree with you. They are deserving. I'd love to see MCC men's basketball because they are a fun team in that tournament. But ultimately, it's just going to come down to the selection committee. And as you said, it is really tricky with that JUCO tournament to determine those at-large bids.
On the softball for a second, Glenn Moore's team, man, what
unbelievable!
They beat Stetson, then they go over and take 2 or 3 from UCF. He wins his 1100 game, and I don't think that they could have asked for a better road trip other than a total sweep of the thing. But man, to go beat a top 25 team on the road in conference and pick up a non-con win as well, I think their trip to Florida was pretty solid.
Yeah. A trip to the Sunshine State definitely served them well. Yeah. I also think just the start to Big 12 play, they started with a sweep over Iowa State, which is a team that's given them problems in the past couple of years. So to do that and then go on the road to UCF, where in previous years, that would be a point where this Bears team might fold and they might drop this series and then have to bounce back the next weekend. But this is a young team, and Glenn said it all year that this team has more energy than maybe any team he's coached. And as you mentioned, 1,100 career wins, 1,101. He's seen plenty of teams, and this team has a lot of local products. Kagan Marshall, former Robinson State champion, she's been playing very well. Amber Toven's been playing very well in the circle. Cambry Krieger's been pitching very well. So if you put all that together, this looks like a really successful softball team. They actually just cracked the top 25. I just saw that before I hopped on this call. 24 in the nation. I really can't remember the last time Baylor softball was ranked. Definitely not last year. So I think that's a good stepping stone for this young Baylor softball team, but great wins out in Orlando.
And it couldn't happen to a better guy in Glenn Moore.
Exactly.
On the baseball diamond, they got off to a great start with the Friday night win, but Saturday and Sunday, there just wasn't a whole lot of offense.
Yeah.
And clearly Mitch Thompson was incredibly disappointed after yesterday's game.
Yeah, and I think definitely the call on the check swing with runner on third for Travis Sanders to end the inning. He talked to us after the game and just obviously was still a little frustrated with that call. But at the end of the day, calls are calls. They're going to happen one way or the other. And, all you can do is argue it in the moment and move on from that. And I think that did kind of take some wind out of the sails from Baylor. They had all that momentum. It was a 0-0 ball game. And then in the next half inning, West Virginia gets that solo shot out to left. And from there, the wheels kind of fell off. I think when Ethan Calder came out of the game, the bullpen just didn't respond as they have in other games this season. And I think that's just that's something that the Bears are going to have to fix, and they're going to have to, as Mitch Thompson put it, grow up if they're going to compete in this league.
Yeah, nobody's going to feel sorry for you. Now they're going to be, they got a non-conference opponent for a non-conference game tomorrow night against Kansas State, who's red hot, I might add, although they got beat yesterday. And then Oklahoma State on the road, and that's not going to be any picnic either.
No, and he talked to that point too about scheduling non-conference or conference games in the midweek. It doesn't maybe not help your schedule or help your strength of record if you're splitting those midweek games as opposed to other teams that are just scheduling gimme games in the midweek. So I think it's going to be a tough challenge, but luckily they're at home. I think that does play a factor in it. Despite dropping 2 this week, I think they're 8-2 at home heading into that Kansas State game. So definitely that Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark has a little Magnolia magic to it.
Parker, you mentioned your interview with Doug McNamee. Take us back to that interview. First of all, is it still available on the website?
Yes, it is. Yep, that's on our website, the full interview, and then also the segment that I put together for our newscast as well.
Tell me about that interview. Did you learn anything that you went, wow, I didn't know that? I mean, what was your big takeaway?
Yeah, first I want to thank Doug himself and then Brent Ingram also for helping set it up. I think the transparency that Doug's been showing throughout his first couple months as athletic director is something that I don't think necessarily we've seen in recent years. And I think that's kind of what's marked a shift in Baylor athletics is Doug's trying to change the way maybe the perception is around Baylor athletics. And that starts with the fans, which is obviously what he's talked about in the past couple months is just fan engagement and wanting to make sure that the experience for Baylor fans is enjoyable, albeit when Baylor is losing. And that's something that unfortunately Baylor fans have had to deal with a lot this year across all sports. But I also think that Doug's taking a business-like approach to it. It drew comparisons for me to Brett Yormark for the Big 12, from the Big 12 commissioner, trying to innovate new ideas. And hopefully Doug doesn't bring out like a glass baseball field because we saw how well that worked out in the Big 12 tournament. But but I think that he's a very stand-up guy, and that's something that you really sometimes can't say about people in positions of power like that. But I think that he really is taking that fan-first approach into all of these sports, and you've seen that with baseball. He's been at, I mean, we want to talk about how busy I am going to every single sport. I see Doug almost at every Baylor athletics event that I'm at, and I think that's a testament to where potentially this athletic department is heading, and we'll see where he can take it.
Final thought from you, Parker. Next week, I believe, is when spring football begins. This is an important spring football camp, isn't it?
Very important. And I'm excited come Tuesday. I think that's the first open practice. They just released those dates today. Come Tuesday to see DJ Lagway in that green and gold. I think that's what's on everybody's mind. Also to see how he gels with this receiving core. They lose a lot of talent. They lose Michael Trigg. They lose Josh Cameron. We're just going to have to see kind of how this all shakes out. But a lot of new faces for this Baylor football team, a lot of new freshmen that I'm interested to see how they kind of take up the mantle of rebuilding this Bears football team. So, I mean, we'll have it all covered on Fox 44, but that's all I can say.
Yeah, tell me what we're doing this week. I know you got a busy schedule. Kind of walk us through some of the things that are going to be highlighted on the newscast this week.
Yeah, obviously March Madness is going to dominate our coverage probably this week. We got live reporting our the company that owns us, we have people at every venue. But Texas A&M men's basketball, they're in Oklahoma City, taking on St. Mary's in the first round. That'll be a good one on Thursday. But also Aggies women's basketball is playing in the WBIT. They're the number 1 seed after missing out as the first 4 out in the NCAA tournament. So they're hosting at Reed Arena. But on the green and gold side, you also have women's basketball traveling to Durham. So we're kind of in the midst of seeing whether we're going to make the trip to Durham or our Raleigh station is going to actually help us out with that coverage. But that's pretty much most of what you can expect this week is a lot of basketball because, it's March. We gotta lean into it.
Don't you think Thursday and Friday should be like national holidays?
Certainly people should have off work for it. I don't know. It's unfortunate, our line of work, because technically you can't get off work for it. I think these are the days where we make the money. But other people should be at Buffalo Wild Wings watching all the games and just grabbing a bite to eat. So,
hey, Parker, thanks, man. This was fun, and we'll do it again soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tom.
All right, you bet. Parker Ream, he's the sports director over at Fox 44, and thanks for his time on the program. We are presented each and every day by our friends over at Toe King, and we're brought to you today by Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store. That's Sally and Mark Dixon, and they do a phenomenal job. Well, Sally, Mark's just there doing whatever Sally tells him to do. But, they got John Hart, Consuela, Jellycat. Guys, if you're looking for a gift, you don't know what you want, you don't know what you don't know anything about the deal. It's his birthday, it's an anniversary, it's whatever. You're like, I don't know. Hey, all you have to do is head over to Morrison's Gifts. They're in the Brazos Square Shopping Center. That's 4312 West Waco Drive. They're right down from Jason's Deli. Stop by, say, Sally, Tom said you'll help me. And then she'll take it from there. The next thing you know, you're walking out with a beautifully wrapped gift, and you're feeling good about the whole deal. It is Morrison's Gifts. They're 4312 West Waco Drive. Stop by, see them today. All right, we'll talk some regular baseball. We'll do that next on the Tom Barfield Show.
Since 1996, Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers at 18th and Herring has been serving Waco's best burger. There's nothing better than a delicious burger cooked just the way you like it, with garden fresh toppings on a buttered bun. Add tots, fries, curly fries, or onion rings for a perfect meal. So what are you waiting on? How about Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers today? Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. And don't forget to ask about Double R's catering. Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Toe King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Toe King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Toe King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Toe King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over. Family owned and operated, Jasper's Barbecue is serving up Texas-style barbecue meats and sandwiches and all the fixins. Enjoy mouth-watering brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and don't forget the potato salad and barbecue beans. Located in Waco on Elm Street, right off of I-35, open Tuesday through Saturday 10 until 2 or until the food runs out. Stop by today and enjoy the best barbecue around. Voted one of the best barbecue joints by Texas Monthly. That's Jasper's Barbecue in Waco. You won't leave hungry.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
All right, we are back, and we are talking sports here on a Monday edition of the Tom Barfield Show. We're glad you're with us, man. That was fun with Parker talking sports. Mark, I know you did this. I mean, that was your world for a long time, was bouncing around covering sports, and if you turn your television on or go to a ball game, and you're going to find Parker there. He and his team, they're everywhere, and that's I noticed that, and I was like, man, this team really works hard, and I tip my hat to them.
Yeah, it can be. It can be a whole lot of work, but it's a lot more fun than it is work. I've told my wife 100 times I don't go to work. I go to have fun
and get paid.
Yeah, and luckily she was of the opinion that she needed to make the most money in the family because we don't get paid all that much doing this stuff because we're having so much fun, I suspect.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we are efforting Darren Thomas from Baylor Baseball. You want to give me an update?
Right now, I see that he's supposedly with us, but I'm not seeing a picture at all.
All right. Go ahead. I tell you what, let's do. Let's go ahead and get to the sports news of the day. Then we'll come back to Coach Thomas in just a moment.
All right. Let me get that pulled up on my computer here because, like a dummy, I had all sorts of things to do today, and I forgot to print it out. So I'll be looking at my computer while we talk about this. All right, big men's basketball tournament that came to a conclusion over the weekend with Arizona defeating Houston by a score of 79-74. The SEC men's tournament was won by Arkansas. They were the number 3 seed in that event, and they beat the 4 seed Vanderbilt 86-75. So the NCAA women's tournament, they have set the brackets. Baylor, as we mentioned earlier, the number 6 seed in their part of the bracket. They're going to take on either Nebraska or Richmond in the first round. Texas Tech is the number 7 seed. They're going to take on number 10 Villanova in the first round. TCU is a 3 seed, and they get 14 seed San Diego to start things off. Texas is the number 1 seed in their bracket. They get the 16 seed, which will be either Missouri State or Stephen F. Austin, and LSU is the number 2 seed, and they're going to take on Jacksonville, which is a 15 seed. All right, the NCAA men's tournament, as far as the bracket goes concerning Big 12 and SEC teams, you've got Houston is a number 2 seed. They're going to take on 15 Idaho. TCU is a 9 seed. They get number 8 Ohio State. Number 1 seed is Arizona, and they'll take on the 16 seed in Long Island. The 5th, Texas Tech is a 5 seed, taking on the 12 seed Akron. And we know that there's always a upset in that 5 and 12 seed situation. And unfortunately, on my bracket, I think Texas Tech is that 1-5 seed that gets knocked out in the first round.
Oh, Lark, you cannot have the Red Raiders exiting in round 1.
I understand, but there's looking at all the other 5-11 seeds, I'm thinking, or 5-12 seeds, I'm thinking, this is, and Tech has suffered some injuries because of the glass floor at the Big 12 postseason tournament. And I think that's going to affect them. And that's the reason why I decided believe me, as a former Red Raider at one point in my college career, it breaks my heart to say this, but I just don't think they're going to get past that first round.
We've had a 16 take out a 1. It doesn't happen very often.
No.
More often you have the 15 beating the 2.
Yeah.
Do you have a 15 beating a 2 in your bracket this year?
I don't think I have the 15 beating a 2, but I do have, like I say, it just seems it's always a 5-12. Someone gets kicked out that way. And it's just that's just the way my bracket worked out.
All right.
Of course, my bracket also has Houston and Arizona meeting each other in the championship game.
You know what? That'd be fun.
It would be a lot of
the
fun.
Big 12. It'd be fun.
I got the Cougars winning.
Well, there you go.
That's my bracket.
And that's and Arizona's the number 1 overall seed, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's see. Let's go on. The Iowa State's a number 2 seed. They're taking on a 15 seed in Tennessee State. Also in the NCAA men's tournament on the SEC side, Texas A&M gets a number 10 seeding against number 7 St. Mary's. Texas is an 11 seed, and they're playing a play-in game against North Carolina State. The winner will get a 6 seed in Brigham Young. And SMU is also in a play-in game against Miami of Ohio as the 11th seed, and they will get a 6 seed in Tennessee. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, the Junior college, the Region 5 tournament ended with Clarendon winning on the women's side, Howard winning on the men's side. That means that those two teams will make it to the junior college national tournament. The MCC women most likely not going to get a at-large seed or an at-large bid to the women's tournament. We're still waiting. Sometime later today, hopefully we'll find out that the MCC men will get an at-large bid with their 29-2 record. Best of luck to Kevin Gill and company. All right, the state high school basketball tournament concluded over the weekend. And the North Dallas area seems to be the champion of high school basketball right now, because in 3A Division I, Dallas Madison won. 3A Division II, Paradise, which is just between kind of Rome and a little to the northeast of Dallas. In the 4A Division II was Dallas Kimball, the winner. In 4A Division II, Dallas Carter wins. In 5A Division I, it was Frisco Heritage, the winner. Division II of 5A, Mansfield Summit wins the title. 6A Division I, North Crowley, the state champion in basketball. In 6A Division II, the champion is Little Elm. When did you and I believe that Little Elm would be a 6A team?
But you know what? Everybody keeps going north, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
You remember the days when Plano was way out there from
Yeah,
Dallas?
yeah.
Now you never know when you're leaving Dallas and entering Plano.
Yeah, or getting the Allen or McKinney.
Yeah, on the north.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's see what else. Softball. We mentioned earlier that Baylor took 2 out of 3 from UCF as Glenn Moore win number 1,100 of his career during that 3-game set in Florida. Texas Tech took 2 out of 3 from Arizona in Big 12 softball. In SEC softball, Texas took all 3 from Ole Miss. Texas A&M and LSU, they had a 7-2 A&M win, but they're playing game 2 and 3 of that particular series today. And then Oklahoma, the number 4 overall ranked team, they took all 3 teams from Auburn over the weekend. Moving on to Big 12 baseball. Why do I not have the Baylor? Oh, there it is. I got Baylor. They lost 2 out of 3 to West Virginia. Won the first game on Friday, 7-6. This is the reason why. BYU and Cincinnati finished their 3-game series on Saturday, and BYU ended up winning 3 games there. TCU was on the road at Arizona State this weekend, and the Sun Devils took 2 out of 3 from the Horned Frogs. Texas Tech at home against Kansas. They took 2 out of 3 from the Jayhawks. And Kansas State was down in Houston for a 3-game series.
Pitching. That's all that series was.
Not in that series. Kansas State won the first game 20-8. They won the second game 16-1. Houston came back in the final game on Sunday, win 16-6. Goodness gracious, there's a lot of runs there. SEC baseball, Texas Longhorns at home against Ole Miss this weekend and took 2 out of 3 from the Rebels. Texas A&M was on the road at Oklahoma, and Oklahoma wins that series 2-1. And Arkansas was at home against Mississippi State, and the Hogs took 2 out of 3 from Mississippi State. World Baseball Classic, we talked about that earlier, that the USA got a couple of solo home runs to defeat the Dominican Republic 2-1 in what looked like an all-star game last night from Major League Baseball. It was better than an all-star game. Today, the other semifinal is Venezuela versus Italy. And I don't know if we're rooting for Italy or not, because that was a team that handled the U.S. Pretty well in the
I want to see
pool
that.
play. Yeah, I do. I want to see a rematch. All right, then spring training. The Rangers lost to the Dodgers 5-3 yesterday. They take on the White Sox today. And Houston lost to Miami 1-0. Moving over to junior college softball. MCC took 2 from Ranger, 8-0 and 7-1. Temple won on the road at North Central, 18-1 and 6-0. And Hill College was taking on Western Texas and lost both games 9-0 and 5-3. Junior college baseball is over the weekend. Temple and North Central split a pair. North Central won the first game 7-0. Leopards came back in the second game 6-4. MCC went to Ranger and took a pair of wins, 7-1 and 10-1. They ended up sweeping all 4 games of that series. And Temple, they were at home against North Central and took both games there, 4-1 and 11-1. Today, the MCC Highlanders are traveling over to Tyler to take on the Tyler Junior College, and the Hill Rebels are at home today. I'm sorry, they're on the road today, taking on LeTourneau in junior college baseball. And then we got some softball and baseball games from over on Friday. Temple defeated Killeen 17-2 in softball. Also in softball, it was Mart over University 8-7. Belton defeated Whitney 13-1. It was West over Gatesville 11-5. Glenrose beat Lorena 3-2, and Grandview over Troy 7-4. In high school baseball over the weekend, we mentioned earlier that Midway defeated Shoemaker 35-0. It was Belton edging Temple 2-1. Robinson won 2 games, beating Glenrose 4-1, and then New Diana 9-3. And Bosqueville had a 10-2 win over Alvord. There is one high school game on the schedule for the day, and that is La Vega hosting Killeen Ellison. So that is what's going on in the sports world. Do you think we should take a break?
Yeah, we'll take the break, and we're coming right back. We are brought to you by Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers, 18th and Herring. They're open today. That's right, today from 10 until 4:30, and they're open Monday through Friday, 10 until 4:30, and then Saturday from 10 until 2. Best burgers in town, Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. And we'll be right back with more in just a moment.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farm, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Hi, I'm Mitch, the co-founder of Cake, a sexual health and wellness company designed for today and designed for you. Yes, you. The entire product line can be found at hellocake.com, and it's also available in every Walmart near you.
All right, we are back, and I think we've got Coach Thomas by phone. And DT, can you hear me okay? We're efforting Coach Darren Thomas on the program, and we're going to try to do it by phone. We're having some video issues with Coach Thomas. Coach, can you hear me okay? All right, buddy. Hey, appreciate your time. Thanks for your patience. Let's talk a little bit about Baylor baseball, and you're the director of ops. What exactly does that mean as far as the fans concerned? In game, talk to me about in game. I see you down in the dugout. You're sitting right next to the entrance to the dugout. What are you doing in game? What is? I know you're watching the game, obviously, but what is your contributions in the game? Talking with Darren Thomas as we talk some Baylor baseball. Coach, you came from UTA and talk a little bit about that program. I know there's been some terrific athletes and some terrific baseball players that come out of UTA, and you got to be awfully proud of what you guys accomplished there. Do you keep in touch with some of those kids? Talking with Darren Thomas, Director of Operations for Baylor Baseball. It was not the weekend that we were hoping for. It started out really well on Friday night, but unfortunately Saturday and Sunday just didn't go our way. But in this game, you got to turn the page. You got to have a short memory, don't you? You got to go get ready to play on Tuesday night. You mentioned Ethan Calder, and he gave, I think, 70+ pitches. He kept you in the game. He gave you a chance to win, didn't he? And that's what a veteran guy does. That's a comforting thing, isn't it, DT, to know that you can use him in a variety of roles. Coach, you played Tuesday night against Kansas State. And that's interesting. It's a conference opponent, but it's a non-conference game. You mentioned Oklahoma State, the Cowboys coming up this weekend for the Bears. How different is it? Obviously, it's a different location and different situation, but how different is it playing on the road in this league than playing at home in your own friendly confines of Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark? Coach, I know you're busy. I appreciate your time. Thanks so much, and thanks for your patience. Hey, look, it's a new show. We're working through some of the gremlins, so I appreciate you being with us today. Coach, thanks. Hey, I'll see you later. That is Darren Thomas. And Lark, I'm telling you, man, this dude, he knows the game of baseball. I mean, he did the little intricacies of the game. He's phenomenal dude. And then he does a wonderful job with all the behind the scenes stuff. Can you imagine trying to get a travel party of 50 or 60 or whatever it is for us all around the country with flights and hotels and meals and all of that stuff? He takes care of all that and does a wonderful job.
Yeah, I mean, having been a head coach, I have to believe that is helpful in his position now, knowing what the head coach would like to have for his ball club. He already knows that. He doesn't have to necessarily be told by Mitch Thompson exactly what needs to be done. He already knows how to get it done, and that just makes it for a much smoother operation for everybody.
Absolutely. All right, we are up against the break. We'll take the break here. We are brought to you in part by Jasper's Barbecue. Now, Lance and those guys are taking a break today. They take a break on Monday, catch the breath, they'll reload, and then they're right back at it Tuesday through Saturday. So stop by Jasper's Barbecue, 105 Clifton. It's right off of Elm Street. Man, oh man, do they have some great barbecue. Sausage, brisket, you name it, they've got it for you. And all the fixings, if you will. Man, potato salad and the beans and, and then all the pickles. It's just a great food. So you want to check them out at 105 Clifton and Elm. They're open Tuesday through Saturday. That's Jasper's Barbecue. And we're right back with more in just a minute.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over. Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated. Each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit Tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Welcome to Kitbag, the ultimate destination for football fans. Whether you're cheering for Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, or any other top club, for true football passion, think Kitbag. Visit kitbag.com today. That's KITBAG.com. Kitbag.
All right, we're back as we roll along here on this Monday. That is going to do it for us. We certainly appreciate you being with us. We will do this again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. It's the Tom Barfield Show. So for Lark, I'm Tom. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on the Tom Barfield Show.